What do fussy babies and ADHD kids have in common? Because we're hearing from parents that their pediatrician has told them that their baby will just grow out of colic. But here's what they're not telling you. They don't just grow out of colic. They grow into other challenges. Because the endless crying, the back arching, and the sleepless nights, they're not just phases that magically disappear. They're warning signs from your baby's brain and nervous system that something deeper is happening. And another thing that we see every week in our office is when parents come in with their 7-year-old struggling with sensory issues, with ADHD or anxiety, we then dig into their case history and there it is. They were colicky babies. That same stress that caused colic at 3 months old is now causing meltdowns at 7. The labels have changed, but the problem has never left. So take Lennon's story, for example. Before chiropractic care, he was the definition of a colicky baby. Reflux, couldn't sleep, constantly irritable, stiff, and arching. He would cry nonstop in any car ride, and his mom felt completely overwhelmed and completely helpless. But here's what makes Lennon's case even more revealing. He also had a kidney condition that doctors were monitoring for surgery. And after addressing the nervous system stress, not only did his colic disappear, but his kidneys started healing on their own. And his mom now says that everyone comments on how happy that he seems and that she got lucky with an easy baby. And I always tell people that they should just have seen him before chiropractic care because a completely different kid. Even the doctors were shocked when his kidneys improved without intervention. Parents, the real root cause goes deeper than you think. Now, most people think colic is just digestive issues like gas and indigestion or food sensitivities, and that's accurate, but it's incomplete. Because our digestive system is completely under the control of the brain and the nervous system. Now think about our nervous system as your baby's air traffic controller, because it coordinates every function within the body. And when that controller gets stressed, everything starts backing up. Now our vagus nerve is the master nerve that travels from the brainstem all the way through the neck, controlling the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, our body's inflammation. And when birth trauma stresses our vagus nerve, digestion literally gets stuck. And that's why we need to change the word colic to what it really is: stuck. Because babies get stuck within the birth canal. Stress gets stuck onto the nervous system. Digestion gets stuck. And then your baby stays stuck in distress. In our practice, we've noticed that nearly 100% of colicky babies have experienced birth interventions, like C-sections, forceps, vacuum extractions, or even inductions. Now, these interventions create physical and chemical stress onto the upper neck, where the vagus nerve originates. Even before birth, stress actually starts building because our umbilical cord acts like a power cord, transferring mom stress directly to baby's developing brain and nervous system. So if mom feels anxious or stressed during pregnancy, baby's nervous system was already on high alert. Now, the physical tension from birth gets stuck specifically in 2 places: the upper neck and the mid-back. That's why colicky babies arch their backs and stiffen their necks. They're literally trying to stretch out the tension just like you do after sitting at a desk all day. Your baby is actually signaling through their body language and the ways that they know how that the problem isn't in their stomach, it's within their spine and it's within the nervous system. But here's the progression that we see over and over. Colic lasts from 0 to 6 months, and then chronic ear infections hit, and that's 6 to 18 months. And then it develops into speech delays, which they're going through from 18 to 36 months. And then we start to see sensory processing issues develop between our early childhood, 3 to 5 years old, and then ADHD and anxiety sets in 5, 10, and beyond. Now each stage involves the same stuck stress on the brain, on the nervous system, and it's just showing up differently as your child develops. The colic didn't go away. It transformed. They grew into bigger and different challenges. All of those antibiotics for ear infections destroy the gut, while steroids and nebulizers ramp up our nervous system stress even more. And now you have a child that's heading towards emotional dysregulation and behavioral challenges and learning challenges. Trying therapy without addressing the nervous system in its entirety first. It's like pushing a car up a hill with the parking brake on. You might see some movement, but you're working against a fundamental block. Baby doesn't need more labels or even medications. They need their nervous system to shift from stress to balance. And when we help release that stuck tension from birth, babies, just like Lennon, transform from crying constantly to being content, happy, and squishy babies that their moms wanted from the beginning. The earlier that we address it, the faster that they heal, because that's the absolute beauty of neuroplasticity in our infants. Because you've tried everything else, the gas drops, the Mylicon, the tummy massages. You've tried all of it. Now it's time to address the real root cause. So click the link within our bio, comment on this video below, or send us a DM to be able to schedule your baby's neurological evaluation here at Haven Family Chiropractic in Katy, Texas. Because your child isn't broken, they're stuck. And we know exactly how to help them get unstuck, with hope, with answers, with help. And that's what your family deserves.